Welcome to the metaphysical study of Psalm 58, Destroying Negative Self-Talk. Psalm 58 is a powerful call to rise above the ego's judgments and overcome the negativity within our own minds. This psalm is often seen as a denunciation of injustice and a plea for divine intervention against the wicked. However, from a metaphysical perspective, it offers us the wisdom to confront and dismantle our negative self-talk, which often manifests as harsh judgments, self-criticism, and limiting beliefs. In this study, we will explore how each verse in Psalm 58 can be viewed as a symbolic representation of the internal struggle between our higher self and the ego, as well as a guide to transforming our consciousness to align more fully with divine truth. Verse 1. Do ye indeed speak righteousness, O congregation? Do ye judge uprightly, O ye sons of men? Here, the congregation symbolizes the collective thoughts within our mind. The psalmist asks if these thoughts are speaking righteousness or truth, urging us to examine whether our self-talk is aligned with the divine. The sons of men can be understood as our egoic thinking patterns, the habitual thought forms inherited from the world of appearances, from the outer reality that is separate from the divine. This verse invites us to question our thoughts. Are they based on divine truth, or are they products of the ego? Are we judging ourselves and others from a place of love and understanding, or are we caught in the ego's negativity? Verse 2. Yea, in heart ye work wickedness. Ye weigh the violence of your hands in the earth. The heart in metaphysical terms represents the subconscious mind, where deeply ingrained beliefs and emotions reside. When it says, in heart ye work wickedness, it is referring to the negative patterns and self-destructive beliefs we hold within ourselves. Weighing the violence of our hands in the earth signifies how these negative thought patterns manifest in our external world, our actions, circumstances, and the reality we create around us. This verse encourages us to recognize that our outer experiences are direct reflections of our inner thoughts. It urges us to become aware of how our negative self-talk contributes to the creation of pain and suffering in our lives. Verse 3. The wicked are estranged from the womb. They go astray as soon as they be born, speaking lies. The wicked here represents the ego, which, from the moment of our birth into this material world, becomes separated from our true divine essence. This separation leads to the proliferation of false beliefs, illusions, and limiting thoughts. The lies we speak to ourselves about who we are, what we are capable of, and what we deserve. Metaphysically, this verse is calling us to recognize that these lies are not our truth. They are not inherent to our divine nature, but are conditioned responses that can be unlearned. We have the power to identify and dissolve these lies by reconnecting with the truth of who we really are, infinite, powerful, and loved. Verse 4. Their poison is like the poison of a serpent. They are like the deaf adder that stoppeth her ear. The poison of the serpent symbolizes the toxic nature of negative self-talk. Like venom, these thoughts slowly spread throughout our consciousness, paralyzing us with fear, doubt, and shame. The deaf adder that stops its ear signifies our resistance to the higher truth and our unwillingness to listen to the voice of the divine within. This verse urges us to recognize the damage that negative self-talk can cause and to open our ears to the divine voice. We must choose to listen to the still, small voice within that speaks of love, peace, and truth, instead of allowing the poison of the ego to dictate our thoughts and actions. Verse 5. Which will not hearken to the voice of charmers, charming never so wisely. The charmers represent our old ways of trying to manage life on our own terms, relying solely on the ego's strategies, habits, and efforts. Despite all our attempts to control, manipulate, or charm our way through life, these methods fail to bring us the peace and fulfillment we seek. The egoic mind is resistant, refusing to hearken or listen to the higher power which is always available to us. This verse reminds us that the old ways of doing things, those based on the ego's understanding, no longer work. It is a call to release these outdated methods and to turn instead to infinite intelligence for guidance, strength, and wisdom. Only by surrendering to the divine can we find true healing and transformation. Verse 6. Break their teeth, O God, in their mouth. Break out the great teeth of the young lions, O Lord. Breaking the teeth of these negative thoughts means removing their power to harm us. In ancient times, teeth were a symbol of power and the ability to cause harm. When the psalmist asks God to break the teeth of the wicked, he is metaphysically asking for the dissolution of the power that negative self-talk holds over us. The young lions represent aggressive, youthful thoughts, those early, deeply ingrained beliefs that seem so potent and destructive. By calling upon the divine to break their teeth, we are asking for the spiritual strength to neutralize these thoughts, rendering them powerless and without effect. Verse 7. Let them melt away as waters which run continually. When he bendeth his bow to shoot his arrows, let them be as cut in pieces. This verse is a beautiful metaphor for the dissolution of negative self-talk. Just as water flows and dissipates, so too can our negative thoughts melt away when we no longer give them attention or energy. The arrows represent the sharp, painful thoughts or words we often direct toward ourselves. When they are cut in pieces, they lose their ability to wound us. The verse reminds us that negative thoughts are fleeting and can be dissolved by choosing thoughts of a higher vibration. We have the power to shift our focus and energy to thoughts aligned with love, peace, and truth. Verse 8. As a snail which melteth, let every one of them pass away, like the untimely birth of a woman, that they may not see the sun. The snail that melts away represents the slow and gradual dissolution of negative patterns when exposed to the light of divine truth. The untimely birth that may not see the sun symbolizes thoughts that are not in alignment with our true self. They never reach their full potential or see the light of day when we refuse to give them power. By turning away from negative self-talk and toward the light of the divine, we allow these false thoughts to pass away, never to take root in our consciousness. Verse 9. Before your pots can feel the thorns, he shall take them away as with a whirlwind, both living and in his wrath. The pots here can be seen as our consciousness, and the thorns represent painful, negative thoughts. Just as a whirlwind can swiftly remove thorns before they can cause harm, so too can the divine quickly remove negative self-talk when we turn our attention to infinite intelligence. This verse emphasizes the immediacy with which divine truth can transform our consciousness. When we surrender our negative thoughts to the divine, we can experience swift and profound inner change. Verse 10. The righteous shall rejoice when he seeth the vengeance. He shall wash his feet in the blood of the wicked. The righteous symbolize those thoughts aligned with divine truth, which rejoice when negativity is dismantled. Vengeance, in this context, is not about retribution, but the natural correction that occurs when we return to our divine center. Washing one's feet in the blood of the wicked represents cleansing ourselves from the stain of negativity, allowing us to walk a path of clarity, purpose, and truth. This verse celebrates the inner joy that arises when we align ourselves with the divine, purging the negative self-talk that has kept us bound. Verse 11. So that a man shall say, Verily, there is a reward for the righteous. Verily, he is a God that judgeth in the earth. Finally, this verse confirms that there is a reward for those who align their thoughts with divine truth. The judgment of God is not punitive but restorative. It brings us back into harmony with our highest self and our highest good. When we choose to destroy negative self-talk and replace it with thoughts of love, peace, and divine truth, we experience the rewards of inner peace, self-love, and a life that reflects the true desires of our soul. In conclusion, Psalm 58, from a metaphysical perspective, is a guide to overcoming negative self-talk and replacing it with the divine truth of our being. It reminds us that our thoughts create our reality, and that by aligning our minds with the divine, we can transform our lives. It calls us to recognize the ego's lies, to dissolve them with love and truth, and to step fully into our divine power. Through this process, we realize that we are never separate from the divine, and our true essence is always one of peace, love, and infinite potential. Let us choose to speak righteousness within our own minds, to judge uprightly, and to rejoice in the divine truth of who we really are. If you found this video helpful, please let us know in the comments. Please like and share this video. And if you want to be informed of new teachings, please subscribe to our channel. Thank you.